Hello, hello, hello. So today we'll be doing a video that is going to be a little bit different because we've been doing the off the shelves for a while, and so I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. And today we'll be discussing, I guess, the different adaptations of the world of comic books in general. So first, I want you guys to take a look at this. This is like 1960s like Spider-Man stuff, right? Now, if you notice, each panel is very small, very short, very, and the way that it's done, you can tell it's 60s, very different. And also, if you look at Spider-Man, he looks the closest. He looks like he does in Homecoming, with the wings and all that. So, and some of his technology, like the where is it? Yeah, but anyways, he's got this like spider signal, and it's spider signals. It's very similar to Homecoming, and these came in the mail at one point, or I mean, they came in the whatchamacallit, the newspaper, and this is how small they used to be. They used to be very small. And even though this was part of a collectible series in 2006, this is how small they were. They were very small. They were very thin. They weren't very extensive. That's how it was back in the 60s and early 70s and stuff. That's when it supposedly came out on March 10th, 1964. Obviously it's not. But that's roughly what they used to look like. They're smaller panels. They didn't get into bigger scale stuff until later on. And if you notice, the cover art for the comic books in general look a lot different than they do once you open them. So that's the first one. Now, modern day comic books, I only have The Walking Dead, but this one came out a while ago, and you see how the artwork is different than when you get into it because it's all in black and white. And not only that, it's all very different. You see how much wider the panels are and longer. So yeah, I mean, you got that going on. So it's a little bit different, and it's a little bit more like graphic and stuff like that. That's basically what a graphic novel is. It's different. Then you have all these issues that come out, and they got a certain amount of pages. Then they become a volume. Then the volume becomes 2 volumes become a written book, and then several written books become a compendium of like a bajillion issues. And that's where we are today. Especially considering it's independent, but it's not really. It's just they call it independent. It's a different company that started in 1992, but it's not. Then you got stuff like manga, or I can never say it right, but it's crazy because like when you first read this, it's very confusing. Now they don't even have these Shonen Jumps, so don't even try to find one of these. I remember buying this in a grocery store, but like for example, you have to start from here. And you have to work your way backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards, and eventually you get to, like these little like chapter things. But you see what I mean? You have a lot more with the manga than you do, and also they add or they don't have as much to do necessarily with. Yeah, and then you also got several ones of these. This is almost like a book or compendium. It's like a magazine that ran, several different times. This was from September 2007, and you get different things. You get different, like, you got to experience all sorts of different anime and manga, and like One Piece. I actually recently started watching some of that. It's actually, it's okay. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff that you get to see. And if you look at the panels in general, they're a little bit, they're more that modern style that we talked about. They're more wider, they're more bigger, they're a little bit more expressive, a little bit more graphic. In general, it's a little bit different than it was before. And then of course, you got tons of ads. So the difference really is you get more ads. I mean, then again, you got ads. In here, you always got ads, no matter how you look at it. Even back in the '60s or whatever. That weird ass ad. Yeah, so that's really the difference between all of them, and then, graphic novels, they can be really different, very graphic, DC's very dark, That's why their movies are dark. You know, they could probably lighten up a little bit because, you know, they shouldn't be taken so serious. It's, you know, it's a thing for another day. I was talking with some people. I think making a I was gonna make a video about having a DC versus Marvel if they did cinematic universes from the very beginning. So I think that'd be a very interesting video to look at if they started in the year 2000. So I'll be making that video at some point. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and a little bit more informational than usual. But yeah, until next time.